That's a great observation, is that we unintentionally put that on our children, or maybe sometimes intentionally I did, but that, hey, this is the standard and I know it, I know what it should be. And we don't allow our children some freedom that they need in order to develop and maybe to understand. Sometimes you got to touch the hot plate.
Yeah.
Learn your lesson.
Yeah. It's funny. I say that all the time because my wife and I have a 13-year-old and 11-year-old. And sometimes I'm like, sometimes we just got to let them fall on their face. Like we got to let them fail. Because I don't know how many times you have to be told that the fire is hot. But however many times, none of them compare to touching the fire, right? Because as soon as you touch it, you know immediately that it's not to be touched. But someone can tell you 100 times, and you'll keep playing with the fire until you actually get burned, and then you finally understand it. So I'm like, sometimes we just got to let them fail, safely, obviously. Like we don't want them to fail in a way that's going to harm them indefinitely, but we do want them to learn, and I think sometimes that closes the gap. Sometimes there's an event that happens or a loss or a failure that they come across that closes the gap of understanding that faster than we can by giving them our knowledge, right?
Oh, I think that's absolutely correct. Now, let's take it a step further, is that we're also dads and our word is law, and we want to convey to our children that we are perfect and we do no wrong. And the reality is, we need to be open-minded and open-hearted enough to tell them also, look, hey, there's times we've been wrong in our lives. So we know we've learned some of these lessons because we have been wrong. And it's okay to be wrong. Not only it's okay, it's apparently okay because it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. You're going to be wrong sometimes. And that includes when you're a child, and it includes when you're a parent, and it includes when you're a grandparent, that sometimes you're going to be wrong. And we need to let our kids know that, yeah, hey, sometimes we are wrong without undermining our authority.
Right.
Just giving them out. Well, you could be wrong on this, Dad, and so, well, yeah, I could be wrong, but this is also the authority I have.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Even saying that, I could be wrong, gives a little bit of I don't want to say not vulnerability, but like, it's possible, right? Like I don't have to be, because like raising a child or raising a son to become a man, that almost human answer is like, yeah, I could be wrong, right? But this, based on the set of the skills that I have, the knowledge that I have, this is the way we're going to do things, and I could be wrong, and that's okay, right? Because if I am wrong, then I learn through my error what is the right way to do it. And showing kids that, or at least allowing them to understand that is a real way to go about things, makes it not so difficult to navigate life. Like I think for my, and I'm seeing this with my oldest daughter, she's not a perfectionist, but she is a little bit, right? Like she wants to do everything right. She understands that, there's some times where she's not going to be right, but she hates it. Like if she gets something wrong or if she does it, oh man, it's like the worst thing in the world. So like I'm trying to help her understand, like, yes, this is, sometimes you're going to do everything right and it's still not going to go your way. And that's okay.
Right. The results, you can only control so that's another lesson. You can only control your inputs, and you're not going to be able to control the outputs always. But I think the other thing you teach when you did this, when I was listening to you, I think one of the things you otherwise taught is the need to make a decision and the importance of making a decision. Mm-hmm. So the fact that I might be wrong and the fact that I don't have perfect judgment or wisdom won't stop me from making a decision, because at some point a decision is required. And so I'm going to have to make a decision with the knowledge that it may be wrong. But what would be even worse is not to make a decision and flounder indefinitely. So that's another point you just made in that discussion.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think that's really important. I wasn't even leaning into that, but I'm glad you picked that up. Is that I think it's really important because you have to make a decision with some level of conviction, and you have to follow through with it, and then deal with the repercussions. Maybe it works. Maybe you were right, and now you got whatever positive outcome that you wanted, and maybe you were wrong. And now we do the work. Right now we figure out how we navigate whatever results came out of it that maybe we didn't want. How do we adjust the next time we need to make this decision? I think those are very valuable lessons that we have to actively teach our children.